another season for me to review. I'm going to review season 15. Yeah, told you it would come. Treehouse of Horror 14, I think. I don't know. The first segment is Reaper Madness, where Homer becomes the Grim Reaper. I mean, it's just like that one Family Guy episode, but it's still a pretty good segment. The middle segment is Frankenstein, where Professor Frank reanimates his father. That one's kind of mediocre. I find it really boring. And the final segment is Stop the World, I Want to Goof Off, where Bart and Milhouse find a time-stopping watch. Okay, the last segment was really interesting. So overall, this is a sort of good Treehouse of Horror. My Mother the Carjacker. Homer's mother, Mona Simpson, who returns to Springfield in disguise after being acquitted of past crimes. She's rearrested by Mr. Burns for using false names to enter national parks, leading Homer to carjack a bus in a failed attempt to help her escape, ending her with her seemingly dying in a car crash. I thought this was the episode she died in, but no, that was later on. This was a really good episode. After all, Mother Simpson was a really, really good episode, so there being a sequel to it, I like. And this is a really good sequel too. The President Wore Pearls. Lisa becomes student body president, leading a student strike against budget cuts after being manipulated by Principal Skinner, in a musical parody of Evita that features Michael Moore. A musical in the Simpsons episode. Okay. This was also a really good episode. The songs hit hard. The Regina monologues. The family vacations in England after Bart earns money for the trip. This one's kind of mid. Also, some of these episodes where the Simpsons travel to different places is very boring. So, this one was very boring too. So, yeah. The Fat and the Furious. Someone called my friend that. Homer is humiliated by a bear at the dump, leading him to build a suit for revenge, but he ends up bonding with the bear after discovering it's in pain from an electric prod in its ear, and he helps it escape to a sanctuary. I feel so bad for Homer. Like, he's just getting bullied in this episode. Homer was just scared, okay? I didn't like this episode that much because, come on, leave Homer alone. Even though he's kind of incompetent. Today I am a clown. You look like one. Krusty the Clown discovers he never had a bar mitzvah, and decides to have one as an adult, hiring Homer to host his show in his absence. This is forgettable. Like, I literally cannot remember a single detail from this episode. I rewatched it, and I still forget everything from it. What, do I gotta rewatch it 100 times to finally remember every single plot point in this episode? No, I'm not doing that because it's mid. 'Tis the 15th season. I don't like the fact it points out that we're in 15 episodes in. Homer becomes selfishly extravagant for Christmas. Then, inspired by a TV special of A Christmas Carol, tries to become the town's nicest person, leading to a rivalry with Ned Flanders. That is so out of character for Ned Flanders. Ned Flanders wouldn't even care. That's how nice he is. And Ned Flanders doesn't do competitions. If you're a true Simpsons fan, you know that the real Ned Flanders wouldn't do competitions because he probably doesn't even know what that is. And even if he does lose, he still has good sportsmanship. And this one, they just completely Flanderized him, which is where the term came from. This was still kind of decent though, even though Homer was kind of selfish. Boo, you stink, Homer. March versus singles, seniors, childless couples, and teens, and you get it. A riot at a children's concert leads to a movement by childless adults to make Springfield less family-friendly, prompting March to form a counter group to fight for children's fights, culminate in a ballot measure to decide the town's future. SSCCATAGAPP. Marge is going against that. Yeah, ooh. So basically just Coco Melon and Ryan's World, okay. And Blippi and Miss Rachel. I don't know, this was so suffering to sit through because as I was watching this, I remember those nasty content farms. Gave me several nightmares, so yeah, I'm gonna put a few points down for this episode. I annoyed Grandpa. How many times are we gonna do this title? Homer builds a robot suit to compete in a robot fighting show to impress Bart, while Lisa deals with the death of Snowball 2. And then it just retcons. Okay, I haven't said this in a long time, but this is actually a really funny episode. Yes, I know. I'm calling Modern Simpsons funny. Well, I guess this is really Modern Simpsons. Kind of post-classic. Modern comes in later. I love this episode. And the side plot is even more funnier. Like, I generally love this episode. This episode made me think Peak Simpsons was back, but we're in reality. Diatribe of a mad housewife. Marge writes a successful romance novel based on her life, making Homer jealous with his unflattering betrayal of him and idealized version of Ned Flanders. It's decent to say the least. Notice how I'm saying decent now and mediocre now? Yeah, you're going to be seeing that a lot in post-classic and modern Simpsons. But don't worry, the revival will return. Margical History Tour. Marge tells Bart, Lisa, and Milhouse, not Maggie, okay, 3 hysterical stories to help with their school reports after the library runs out of books. This episode's bad. Why is it bad? Okay, I need to check to see. Oh, it's an anthology. That's why it's bad. It's so boring. Milhouse doesn't live here anymore. Good, I barely even see him. Milhouse moved to Capital City with his mother because he's a crack kid, leaving Bart devastated and leading him to bond with Lisa as his new best friend, while Homer becomes a beggar to buy Marge an anniversary gift. It may sound like I hate this episode because I'm calling mean names to Milhouse, but that's normal. This is actually a really good episode. Now Bart knows what it's like to lose a friend. Normally, this is the part of the video where I tell a true story of mine, but no, I never lost a friend before. But I guess there was one time where my friend saw another friend of mine. He hated that friend, and then it started a war. Like, this is a really good episode. Smart and Smarter. Simon Cowell! Lisa's identity as the family genius is challenged when baby Maggie scores higher on his IQ test. 160... No! Versus Lisa's 159. And gets into a gifted preschool. Now, I see that number everywhere. Other than that, disgusting number. Ew, get that off my desk. This is a really funny episode. I like it. Simon Cowell's even in this episode. I hate him as a person, but it's still a good episode. The Ziff who came to dinner. Oh no, not this dude. This dude sucks. Even though most of the Artie Ziff episodes are actually really good in quality. Marge's old flame Artie Ziff moves into the Simpsons attic after losing his .com fortune, leading to Homer becoming the majority shareholder of Ziff Corp and facing an SEC investigation while Artie has a brief romance with Selma before deciding to do the right thing. Bro, holy Nepo baby. Artie Ziff is basically a Nepo baby. He's basically White from the Among Us show, except White is more likable than this little midget. I mean, White is kind of a jerk, but he's like that funny jerk. This dude, he's jerk. Don't take that out of context. I guess it's fine. Codependence Day. Ew. Marge starts drinking heavily with Homer to bond with him, leading to a DUI where Homer frames her, causing her to go to rehab. I hate this episode. The Wandering Juvie. Bart is sent to juvenile detention for a prank, meets a tough inmate named Gina, and escapes with her, leading to a chaotic adventure where they get handcuffed together and are pursued by the police. I don't know. I just never really liked this episode. It's kind of mid. My Big Fat Geek Wedding. Principal Skinner and Edna Krabappel's wedding is called off after Skinner gets cold feet, leading Edna to fall for a comic book guy and plan a Star Trek-themed wedding, which Skinner tries to stop at a sci-fi convention. And then none of them gets the girl. Then later, Ned Flanders gets hooked up, Edna dies, and then who knows, Ned Flanders will die next. But that's in the future to talk about. Right now, we're in the post-classic, where everything is still in the shape of a square. I don't know, I think it's fine, but I still think this changes for the best. Like, maybe it's for the best for them to split up. Catch them if you can. Homer and Marge ditched their kids for a romantic second honeymoon in Miami, prompting Bart, Lisa, and Grandpa to track them down and ruin their vacation. What the heck, guys? I mean, I like the style of this episode, so this is pretty good. But come on, Bart, Lisa, the random mock grandpa, just let them have fun, okay? Simple Simpson. Pie Man! Homer becomes the masked vigilante Pie Man after Lisa is humiliated at a county fair. using pies to exact revenge on wrongdoers, parody superhero tropes, especially from the Spider-Man movie, until his identity is discovered and exploited by Mr. Burns, leading to a complex climax. This is a really good episode. I love Pie Man. Pie Man's awesome. Pie Man is my favorite superhero now. Pie Man's awesome. Pie Man's love. Pie Man's life. The way we weren't. Homer and Marge met and shared a first kiss as children at summer camp. Whoa. Okay, this gets interesting. I really like this episode. Good episode. Bart Mangle Banner. Boo! Bart accidentally moves the American flag, leading to the family being labeled unpatriotic and arrested for treason, forcing them to escape and flee to France before returning to America to prove their patriotism. I hate this episode. Get a rocket launcher and then just shoot this episode. You stink. Broadcast news. Mr. Burns buys all of Springfield's media outlets to control his image after a negative news report, but he can't shut down Lisa's independent newspaper, the Red Dress Press, leading to a battle for control over the town's narrative. And I guess it's fine. Kind of boring at times, but it's fine, I guess. Here's my final ranking, and I'm done. See you all when I review Season 16. Oh boy.